Pride Parade made its way through the streets of Port of Spain on Sunday. The 5th edition of the event sought to highlight the needs of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, queer, transgender, and intersex plus community.
We're demanding rights. We're demanding access and quality health care. We're demanding to be legislation, to be recognized by the laws of Trinidad and Tobago. We want all our citizens, whether we're lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender, to feel free to walk the streets of Trinidad and be respected and protected.
And the Most High give us rules so that we will not be like these other nations. These are the things that your Christian pastor not talking about. Your Christian pastor, he condoning that. And then he say he's a man of God.
Verse 13, but the men of Sodom were very wicked.
They were what?
They were very wicked.
They were what?
Very wicked.
What?
And sinners.
And what?
And sinners.
The city eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog.
Some of the first homosexuals in the Bible were dirty, filthy Africans. And that trend was continued all in Egypt. But you want to claim to be African? No, you want an African black man, Hispanic and Native Indian man. Let me show you in the Bible the first set of Africans and how filthy they were, how disgusting they were. You understand? They were so disgusting that when 2 angels came into the city called Sodom and Gomorrah, they wanted to rape angels. That's how thirsty they was. This was recorded in the Bible. You understand how we're going to get that? I'll show and prove. You understand how disgusting homosexuals are? How disgusting sodomites are? And we are not afraid to say it because they come against the laws of God. You understand? So we're going to continue and find out, you understand, what happened and understand the history of the Bible. Understand the history of where this come from and how it came down. You understand? And how other nations copied these things. You understand? Let's go to Genesis chapter 13 and verse 12. And we're going to understand what kind of men these men were in the book of Genesis in the land of Sodom. And we're going to understand why these things, why they proliferate the LGBTQ community in our community. And how wrong it is. Because anybody who's supporting these kind of things, guess what? I had to label you as one of that. If you have somebody who is a thief and a robber, and you supporting that thief and that robber, I had to call you a thief. I had to call you a robber. So if there's somebody who's supporting the LGBTQ community, I had to call you what it is. There's a traditional saying that says, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. So if you're supporting the LGBT, I can't say the name, LGBT whatever, LGBT alphabet. If you're supporting the alphabet, that's who he is. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 13 and verse 12. Abraham dwelt in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelt in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent towards Sodom. Verse 13. But the men of Sodom were very wicked.
They were what?
They were very wicked.
They were what?
Very wicked.
Go ahead.
And sinners.
And what?
And sinners.
If you is a homosexual, if you're a so-called sodomite, if you're the so-called LGBTQ, this Bible saying he is a wicked, wicked person. Read it over.
Genesis chapter 13 and verse 12. And Abraham dwelt in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelt in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent towards Sodom. But the men of Sodom were wicked and what? Sinners. Were wicked and sinners.
All right.
Before the Lord exceedingly.
Before who?
Before the Lord exceedingly.
Before who?
Before the Lord exceedingly.
They were wicked before the Lord exceedingly. He didn't say a little bit, he said exceedingly. But we have to understand, if you want to be a homosexual, there's a judgment. In the old times, in the nation of Israel, if you were caught being a homosexual or a lesbian, you were what? Put to death. You were put to death. They would dig a hole, put you in the ground, keep your head outside, and pelt big stone behind you. That was then. That what was done to a homosexual or a lesbian at that time. That don't happen now. But there are other things to deal with persons who in that lifestyle. You know what that is now? AIDS, HIV, gonorrhea, syphilis, murder. Because a homosexual is a very violent person. Very, very violent. There's no peace. There's no peaceful homosexual. They always want to fight somebody. Always angry. Somebody the most dangerous persons are homosexuals. Very, very dangerous people. Continue.
And the Lord said unto Abraham, after that Lot was separated from him, lift up now thy eyes and look from the place where thou art, northwards and southwards and eastwards and westward. Verse 15.
Right. And the Most High tell Abraham here, look on this place, look at this land, look all around, and there you would see what's going on in that place. So that land of Sodom and Gomorrah was a wicked place. Very, very wicked. So let's continue. We're going to understand that there were laws laid down in the nation of Israel. And those laws said they're supposed to be what? No sodomite. You understand? And no whore of the daughters of Israel. And there was good reason for that. Because why? You understand? These things were totally destroyed the nation of Israel. These things, you understand, destroyed what? Communities. These things what? Destroyed families. You understand? And we're going to understand and read some more. Go to Romans 1. And we're going to see the kind of things that encouraging these type of lifestyles, you understand, do to a nation, do to a people. And we're going to see that there's nothing good to come out of these kind of so-called alternative lifestyles. Nothing good. What can a man and man do together? Nothing. They can't create no life. Nothing. They can't create nothing that is good. Nothing that is pleasurable. You live in all these good-looking women walking through all through part of Spain. All these beautiful, black, sexy, black, Hispanic and Native Indian woman to go behind a man? Or the women leaving all these strong, masculine men, black, Hispanic and Native Indian men, to what? To lie down with a woman? That is an abomination according to the Most High God. That is abomination. There's nothing to come out of it. So when we read again, we're going to see the kind of lifestyle, you understand, that this cause. The kind of things, the nature of these kind of people. So we go to the book of Romans, chapter 1. And we can start from, let's say, verse 16.
Romans chapter 1 and verse 16. For I am not ashamed.
For I am what?
For I am not ashamed.
For I am what?
For I am not ashamed.
We are the I.S.U.P.K. under commanding General YAHANNA are not ashamed to come out here and tell you the truth. That being a sodomite, being a homosexual, being a lesbian is against the Most High God. You understand? That is against the Most High God. There's nothing good to come out of it. Go ahead.
For I am not ashamed of the gospels of Christ.
For the what?
Of the gospels of Christ.
This is not my words. This is the words of the Most High God. Go ahead.
For it is the power of the Most High unto salvation.
It is what?
For it is the power of the Most High unto salvation.
For it is the power unto the Most High for salvation. If you listen to these words that these young men are speaking here, and they stop being a homosexual, stop being a lesbian, you will be saved. Salvation means to be saved. You'll be saved from what? AIDS, syphilis, gonorrhea, and every sexual immorality, every sexual disease on the planet that type of lifestyle promotes and projects. You'll be what? Saved from what? Crime, from murder. You understand that these kind of lifestyles promote? Go ahead.
To everyone that believeth it.
To everyone?
to everyone that believeth.
What?
To the Jews first, and also to the Greek.
To the Jews first and also to the Greek. Now this talking about to the Jews first, right? If you understand the history, those men, black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men who were in the nation of Israel at that time, who were in Jerusalem, who knew and understand that they were Jews, who knew and understand they were from the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, they were called Jews. And the Greeks, who they were talking about, were those who didn't understand that they were Jews. Those who didn't understand they were from the nation of Israel. But they were what? They were thinking themselves to be Romans. They were thinking themselves to be Greeks. They're thinking themselves to be Phoenicians and Galatians. Just like today, you don't know that you're a Jew, or what you're calling yourself. You're calling yourself African. You're calling yourself Trinidadian. You're calling yourself Guyanese. You're calling yourself American. And you're calling yourself two continents, African American. What is that? How could you be an African American? Two continents. Huh? Tell me what race that is. Tell me what race is African American. Could anybody in Port of Spain tell me that? What race that is? What race is Guyanese? What race is Trinidadian? Like it's a place where you're from. You understand? What race is planet Earth? What race is anything else? But you know who he is. We know who is an East Indian. We know who is a Chinese. We know who's a so-called white man. We know everything else. The point is, everybody know who they is. But you, black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, you don't know who he is. And you know how we know you don't know who he is? Because you're trying to be everybody else. You're trying to be Rasta. You're trying to be Muslim. You're trying to be white. You're trying to be Asian. We're trying to be everything. We're trying to straighten me hair to look white. We're trying to straighten me nose to look white. We're trying to bleach my skin to be white, to be everything else. You see me, I don't want my child to have that kind of hair, that picky head. I don't want my child to have no picky head. What make you? Who make you hate your hair, black woman? When you have the greatest hair on the face of the earth. Who make you hate your skin? To make you bleach your skin? Who do you that? Who make you hate who you are? That you had to what? Bleach your skin to look like somebody else. To play Michael Jackson. He was a brother, he was lost, we understand. He was trying to fit into white society. Same thing now. You're bleaching your skin, straightening your hair, putting on weave to try to look like somebody else. Be proud of who you are, black man, black woman. And this is what we're trying to tell you here now. Be proud to be a strong, masculine man. Do not be a homosexual. Be a strong, be a feminine woman. Do not be a lesbian. Don't do that. Because being a lesbian is carrying a masculine spirit. Don't do that. Be a feminine woman. People don't understand how powerful being feminine is for a woman. Being a woman, being feminine has a lot of power. But women don't understand how to be feminine. And because of that, we end up in a lot of problems. But when you want to be a strong, independent woman, you end up being single with 6 children. That's what has happened. When there's a strong, independent black woman, you end up being independent and alone. 35, 40, raising all them children by yourself. Because you're an independent black woman. But if you understand the laws of God, if you understand the laws that the Most High give us to live by, you will understand how to be submissive under your husband. And being submissive doesn't mean that you can't talk, that you can't understand, that you don't have an opinion. Being submissive means that you're being submissive under the rules that your husband gave you. Being under the rules that he set in your house. Being, you understand, submissive to your husband means that what he says goes. Now what Oprah tell you, now what Dr. Faye tell you, now what the pastor tell you. Because if your husband tell you, here, stay home today. No, pastor tell me, come and meet him at the church and I'm going on an all-night vigil. But your husband just tell you, stay home and take care of the house. But you saying, pastor tell me, I had to come out and be the prayer warrior. So the pastor have more power than your husband? No. Don't let that happen, black man. Don't let that happen, black woman. Don't let the pastor mash up your house because you want to go on a prayer vigil and your husband tell you, here what? Nah, I need you home tonight. But an independent black woman go and follow the pastor, and she'll be a single independent black woman because you'll be a monster in your house and you're not listening to your husband. That's what has happened when you don't follow the laws of God. An independent black woman will be an independent single woman with 6 children. And then you're saying, man ain't good. Well, them black man ain't good. But you don't listen. Because why? There are laws in the Bible that dictate that. Just as how we are explaining here, there are laws in the Bible not to be a homosexual, not to be a lesbian. And these are the things that we're showing you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian woman. These are the laws that these young black men are coming here to tell you that if you keep these laws, you will understand there will be a strong what? Black community, strong Hispanic community, strong Native Indian community.
Let it vibe real quick.